Hey guys, welcome back to another voiceover. Today, I'm going to be talking about one of the most popular rides at Knoebels, the Grand Carousel. Knoebels actually has two carousels in their park. They have the smaller one, known as the Stein and Goldstein Carousel, located in the kiddie section of the park. That one's more targeted towards kids, but adults are allowed to ride it as well. And then we have the more popular one, the Grand Carousel. We're going to focus today on the Grand Carousel. We're going to talk about its history, the impact it's had on Knoebels, and what the future will look like for the historic attraction. Now, as far as my understanding goes, this is at least a model of the original carousel that operated at Knoebels way back when the park first opened in 1926. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this is the one they have in their Carousel Museum located near the Haunted Mansion. If I am wrong, tell me in the comments if it's just a model or something. I believe it is a model of the original carousel. Like, it did say that it has different animals and it's just smaller than the Grand Carousel, but it's just kind of something I wanted to point out there, as that was the carousel that Knoebels had before they got the Grand Carousel in the 1940s. So just a little something I wanted to point out there. That carousel operated at the park through the 1942 season and possibly sat at where Grand Carousel sits this day. Knoebels purchased the Grand Carousel in late 1941 in New Jersey. It was a carousel working there for about 30 years at that point. It was originally supposed to be new for the 1942 season, but there was a problem. This was about 10 days, for all you history fans out there, this was about 10 days before Japan did their sneak attack on Pearl Harbor during World War II, sending the United States into World War II. And because of that, the park had to be shut down due to the war and did not open up until 1944, which is also when the Grand Carousel made its official debut. So, really interesting information really interesting history on Knoebels purchasing this carousel and the organs, and they've done a really good job at preserving the ride to this day, and it's one of the most historic attractions at the park as we speak. Ever since the carousel opened in 1944, it's been one of the park's most popular rides, and it's amazing what it's gone through. It's survived every major flood that this park has had, dating all the way back to the Hurricane Agnes flood way back in 1972. Now, whether all the parts from the original Grand Carousel are still on there today, well, I'm sure some are, but I'm sure a lot of them had to be replaced. But I'm sure that Knoebels worked hard between the winter of 72 and 73 to make sure that this ride was restored again, and they did a great job at it, and I'm glad to see this ride still exists from way back then. Probably the part of this carousel that makes it so popular is the grabbing of the rings. There is a challenge, for those of you who don't know, on the Grand Carousel where there's a thing that rolls out to the side and you reach for the rings if you're standing in one of the outside horses. And all the rings are made of metal except for one, which is brass. If you win the brass ring, if you get the brass ring, you win tickets for a free ride on it, which I think is a very well-deserved prize for the staff. And while it is rare, it can happen to some lucky individuals. I've gotten it a few times, and I really enjoy it when I get it because it's a huge accomplishment, because sometimes it is incredibly difficult to do. This ride also has a collection of very nice artwork that was featured on the ride, probably from its original look, if I'm wrong. But there's nice patterns in between the areas of the lights The lights themselves look nice, and something I wanted to point out quick. All the lights on the inside of the carousel are clear. When you look on the outside, there was once a set of clear lights. I don't remember when / why they removed that. So if anybody knows, feel free to drop a comment down below. But again, those patterns were really beautiful, and possible they could have been added at any point in its lifetime. After operating at the park for 80 seasons, they decided to give it a new paint job for the 2021 season, removing the white from in between the lights and instead putting in a nice red color, which really makes it pop out more. However, the red we saw in 2021 was not the full paint scheme, because in 2022 they added gold to the patterns when it used to be white. But regardless, the new color really makes it stand out more, and I think that they are doing a great job keeping this thing in top condition despite its age. To this day, the Grand Carousel stands as one of the most popular rides at Knoebels, and will hopefully live on as a historic attraction in the park for generations to come, long after we're here and long after many other generations are here. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Just a little video I wanted to do. Until next time, I will see you all in the next video.